And speaking of moving on, Marvel Studios has moved on with 3 projects. So, Terror Inc., Strange Academy, and Nova have all been canceled. But there is something here. Nova is the one that's not entirely dead. It's canceled and on hold while they look at what to do with Nova and if they can change it. The
I
other
thought all
series,
3 were paused. No.
yeah, it seems like Terror Inc. and Strange Academy are probably never going to happen.
It's like all of them are on hold, but out of the 3, Nova is the only one that still probably has some legs. So
Yeah.
it's like they saw DEI and they went no, we
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of hopeful that Strange Academy would take off because I wanted to see more of Wong and seeing how they would be able to teach the next generation of wizards.
Because that would have been what? Wong, America, and No Doubt Madison.
Apparently, according to, and like this is kind of backed up by them, Nico from the Runaways was going to join. He was going to be in the series as well. So that's an interesting one as well. And obviously that's a perfect character. But here's what I think the problem is. Has Strange Academy happened within a year after Multiverse of Madness, you could have worked it in. But starting production, let's say this year, post-producing for a year, releasing this in 28 at the earliest, America Chavez isn't going to be a kid. She's going to be a full-grown adult who knows how to use her powers by that point. Like, you're kind of in an interesting position with it.
I mean, how old was she when that movie came out? Like 15, 16?
Yeah, and I think she was like 16 in the movie. So she's going to be like, what, like 20, 23-ish by the time it comes out? Yeah.
These young Avengers are looking to be slightly older.
Yeah, they're going to be just Avengers at this point. Yeah. Terror Inc., this is an interesting one. We never heard anything about this. And Deadline just goes, oh, yeah, this was going to be a series starring a bunch of the darker monsters. It sounds like this would have been the Elsa Bloodstone series almost. Like, werewolf probably in it, Man-Thing, because they made that giant animatronic in CG. And, boy, that's a waste because that hasn't happened since.
My boy.
So
much better.
Yep.
Secret Wars in Man-Thing does deal with the multiverse stuff, so
exactly, he'll be in that easily.
He better be.
I know, right? And the biggest casualty of all of this, which everybody wants to talk about, is Nova. Now, here's the thing. Like, here's the problem here. Nova was going to be, any way you slice it, $30 to $50 million an episode. And Nate Moore just said Marvel TV going forward is everything we renew. We want 1 season a year, which is why he just confirmed Daredevil Born Again next year, season 3 probably the year after. They want to get back to the old model because they realize that's where, the money is. Producing Nova at, let's just say optimistically, $25 million an episode, it's going to cost as much as a film. There was no way. Absolutely no way.
Make it. Why Nova was ever going to be a show, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
they have no big space franchise anymore because Guardians is done and quote done. It's obviously going to come back at some point, but you've got nothing for space. You're not doing anything with Captain Marvel, and besides her last movie put her on Earth, so she's out of space. So.
I mean, if they need something that can bring people to the season, I don't just do a Rocket Raccoon series.
That would be expensive.
I know. I'm just saying.
That would be so expensive.
I think.
But you get people watching though.
I think what we're seeing right now is Disney has realized the ABC Netflix model was the correct way to go. Like, and what we're hearing now is Dave Filoni's Mandoverse film is essentially being fast-tracked to shoot next year. That's going to wrap up the Mandoverse. No more Ahsoka seasons, no more Mando seasons. Because again,
aren't they doing Ahsoka season 2?
That after that, yeah, this is when the movie takes place, and then nothing after it. Like all these seasons are costing 100 to 200 million. They don't want to spend that when for 200 million you can make 4 TV series of Daredevil, 4 seasons. So I get it. It's a pivot in the shift of production. Again, I get what they're doing, but a part of me wants to just look at them and go, "How did you not realize this was never going to work in the first place? Because we all could have told you it was never going to work." Like,
I mean, in fairness, they did come out swinging with Mando, so they spent a lot of money and got a huge like cultural shift of a show there. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're going from stuff like Mando back to the Wizard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just bring Cloak and Dagger back. I don't even care if it's those specific two. Just bring Cloak and Dagger back. That's all I want. They're perfect for a show. They're designed for a show.
Their show was perfect, and I just looked it up. All of Cloak and Dagger was shot for $42 million.
And it looks it because they didn't do a damn thing in that show.
It looks it, but also remember, they got a huge, massive incentive and tax write-off and a return because the series was shot in Louisiana. And if you shoot there, you get like a massive reimbursement and tax write-offs because they want to move productions there. So chances are that
New Orleans.
I think it was both.
Shot on location.
I thought they used both. I could be wrong on that. I could be confusing it with something else.
It's been
maybe Hellstrom or something. Yeah, I can't remember. Something shot in Louisiana or around there to.
I forgot about Hellstrom. I was about to say they didn't make that show, but they did. Oh my god!
And also, yeah, you're right. New Orleans was all on location shoot.
Yeah, it's really hurting for shows. Why don't you just bring back Squirrel Girl? Because they got the actor who was supposed to play her for Squirrel Girl as the VA for the game,
and she thick, and we know that thick Squirrel Girl sells now. So, yeah.
I mean, I could have told you that a decade ago, but
because I was surprised when
ready for that.
Yeah, because I was surprised when people said that she finally got to play Squirrel Girl in the game when she got kicked to the curb.
That means getting back the entire New Warriors.
Man, just bring her back.
I mean, the best thing New Warriors had going for it was that Keith David was going to play MODOK, and then that didn't happen. So
all you gotta do is just call it Unbeatable Squirrel Girl for that TV series, and if it follows her solo series, it's more along the lines of like everyday life with superheroes. So
you just created a whole challenge. It's called Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, and you're just going to see videos popping up being like, "How fast can I beat it to Unbeatable Squirrel Girl?" That's just going to become an internet challenge. You screwed up, Tristan. I know what I know.
Because like for people who don't know, for better or for worse, Squirrel Girl is technically powerful depending on what she's doing. She's beaten Doom, she's beaten Galactus, so much so that
Thanos.
And but specifically for Doom is like she gave him PTSD because of squirrels. So anytime she shows up, he doesn't want anything to do with her.
Marvel. That's what we need in Doomsday. Portal opens, Squirrel Girl shows up, and Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom just runs away in fear. That's how the movie ends.
Unfortunately, they'd make it animated using their horrific animation style. One of their horrific animation styles. They have two, and it'll be in 6 frames a second, and people will somehow not see that.
But the story good, so forget the frame rate moving like a PS1 game. That's
because they'll double the frame rate to 12, and it'll be all choppy.
Yeah. Man.
As long as there's background characters, I guess that'd be nice for a Marvel thing.
Look, like whatever Marvel is canceling, and apparently some other series have been canceled internally as well that maybe were early in development. I just hope it's replaced with good stuff, and I think that's why this ties to our other conversation about the Defenders. I think they realized, Punisher is definitely getting a sequel series or a new series. I mean, it's so easy to do Punisher, Welcome Back, Frank. Like, what else?
I think he was getting one regardless, right?
Yeah.
Because like the only thing like what Frank does is uses guns, and if you have to use a like sci-fi gun, it's not that much different than point and shoot. So
yeah. Exactly. So, when we find out what happens with these, apparently they're just postponed. They might enter. They're going to try to reevaluate them. So there's still a chance. Funny enough, after this news hit, scoopers are still dropping scoops about these series like they're still happening. So like they might. Who knows?
Oh yeah, because now you can do it where no one's probably never going to see these shows, so I can just tell you anything what you want. No.
Exactly. Like apparently Henry Cavill was going to play Annihilus.
In what? Nova?
Yeah.
I mean,
you can just make up stuff now, and it's like, well, I can't prove you wrong. So,
well, you know what time of the month it is, right? When the last week of February.
Oh, it is. It is. The rent's due. Rent's due.
Every month you will get some random crap.
I mean, you know, like Remy says, like technically he's not wrong because they could throw out casting left and right, and doesn't mean that it was locked down. It's just that his name was on the board.
On something, yeah, exactly. So
you just play it how they always play it. So, oh, this is an idea they were talking of. This might have been a thing at some point.
Yeah,
it didn't make the movie. It got cut. I wasn't wrong.
Exactly.
They just took it out.
Right. So with that in mind, again, we'll come back to this when we find out more about some of these series or what they morph into. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.